Hey y'all, APG Jamie here, also known as APG Jamie. Woo! And the crowd goes wild, kind of a little wild like me. Oh my goodness, y'all! I know. It seems like I start every show like this, doesn't it? So this morning I came out and I thought I'd, jump the gun on the old computer doing the update thing like it always seems to do on my live day. Only today, the difference was the computer wouldn't turn on. Then it did turn on because it did that little Buffy thing. And then the screen went black. So I don't know. Had to go fetch my older laptop and bring it out. Install the camera on it. It's a sob story, y'all, if you ever heard one. Had to install the webcam, Logitech webcam on that. Then I had to log in. It didn't want my login. So I got that taken care of. What was next? That's right. Internet wouldn't work. I tried to go live. Wouldn't work. So I had to redo that. It's a shame, y'all. Just a crying shame. Oops. Trying to get some lotions. Trying to put some lotions on its skin. That phrase is probably nowhere near as funny or creepy really, as it used to be. Pretty sure about that. My screen looks very dark to me. I don't know. Issues. Putting the lotions on its skin. Waiting for somebody to come in. I'm a little early. Of course, they may be getting some ads too. I don't know. I seem to be getting ads all the time, even on non-monetized channels anymore. It's kind of a shame. That's the way it goes. I don't know what this is. Looks semi-important. It's been a month, y'all. Been a month. Anyway, I've been getting Christmas cards. And thank y'all so very much for the lovely handmade cards you've been making and for the store-bought cards you've been sending. They've been absolutely wonderful and definitely help improve my day and my attitude and everything, y'all. So I'm just going to wipe off my desktop here because I picked up something the other day. We went to a place called Barrington Farm, which is towards a little, well, it's Brazos on the Washington on the Brazos. It's actually where the first president of Texas was. We did. We had our own president back in the day, y'all. Weren't none of us here back then. Anyway, there's this whole state park, and it's really a nice park, y'all. And it's got all kinds of learning, history, educational stuffs. Washington on the Brazos. And it's really nice. And near there, there's a a little town called Anderson, not Anderson. Anyway, I like it really well too. And they have a place called Fanthorpe Inn, which was a stagecoach stop. And they had a little, little inn where you could grab a bed and a meal between stagecoach rides. And my husband and I were able to go on the stagecoach. It's been probably 3 or 4 years ago. So, anywho, there, my air conditioner finally turned off. I'm not even sure y'all can hear me. Hi, Kimberly, can you hear me? Testing, testing. I don't see my green dot. Hey, Gail. I do have the air conditioner on. It has, it's hot. It's not just warm, y'all. It's hot again and humid, is putting it mildly. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So anyway, my husband and I got to ride the little stagecoach at Fanthorpe Inn a few years ago, and it's a really nice place to visit. And Washington on the Brazos, which I started talking about, is really a fun place. And we went. I guess it was Saturday afternoon. They had this, excuse me, candlelight Christmas path thing, and I'm so not saying exactly what they called it. So we go there, and hey Joyce, hey Gigi, I'm so glad y'all are here. Thanks so much for coming. It makes me so stinking happy. So we got there, and we were early because we're early type people. So we had to wait around for a while and spent some money in the gift shop because, gift shop stuff. They had stuff. Where did I think my purchases are in the house still. Anyway, it was really nice. And, when they were scheduled to start, we got this little tour and we got to walk around and talk about old-timey Santa Claus like they had back in the day when Texas was just starting, something like that. Let me see if I can pull up a picture on my phone. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So when we first got there, it was still daytime. It was 4:30 when they started. So it was still daytime. And this is how Santa used to look back in the day. So we got to go over there and we sat around and he read, Santa read, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas poem for us. Okay, Gail, no problem. You take care of that chiropractor. You make sure he stays in business now. Feel better too. So that was nice. There he is. That's not a bad picture. Come on. Thank you. He was actually kind of a cutie little patootie. And from there, we talked to this lady, and they introduced us to these gentlemen. Well, not really introduced us to the gentlemen, but what these fellers used to do, which you can't see them. I'm sure you can't, probably, maybe not. Yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. And I found out why people shoot their guns off at New Year's and Christmas and, different festive days and stuff like that. It's because the good old boys, y'all know the good old boys. Every town's got some good old boys in it. They would go around and sneak up real quiet like near the house and shoot their guns off in the air to scare everybody in the house. So everybody in the house would come out and they'd all be saying, "Oh, happy Christmas," and all this good stuff. And, have them come in so they could get a little drink of ale. Y'all know them good old boys. So that's how that tradition started. I wish people would stop doing that because the bullets do fall back down and they do land on people. I know someone who died it that way. Anyway, so after we visited with the people in their little house, well, it's not a little house, it's actually a pretty big house. Where's it at? That big old house right there. And then we got to go to church, and this was the preacher preaching to us. And then we walked over to, well, the moon was out. Then we walked over to what they called the quarters, and this guy's playing a bit banjo. So he chit-chatted with us for a little while. Can't tell any of them pictures are even not that good in person either. So, yeah, be making dinner and junk. I know it'd be way easier, Gail, but no, we can't do it that way. We have to scare them and make them come out. So there's me and my hubby. Me doing the selfie. And this was when we were leaving. I guess that's all the pictures I have. I didn't take any pictures. They had a, it's kind of the tour, the little thing took probably 30, 45 minutes. And the last little spot we went to, they were doing a barn dance. So, and then after that, we got to walk around her. Some of the pictures are just silly. Silly Billies. I think that's about it. Yep. Then we go to the next day or whenever it was. But what the whole point of that story. You haven't, Gail? Oh, he's a darling. I loved him. So, at one point, someone had told me that this thing, which is an Osage orange, okay, made really good dark brown dye. So I went over and picked one up. They're hard as a rock. Actually, they're probably even harder than some rocks. And so the story goes that back in way back in the before time days, the dinosaurs would eat Osage oranges because they were essentially the only ones that could eat them. Bugs don't eat them. Birds don't eat them. Nobody eats them. They just lay on the ground till they finally get absorbed into the earth. But I'm going to try dyeing with that. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go because when I looked for it online on the YouTubes, everything said that it was the wood made a pretty orangey, yellowy, orangey, maybe even like a Naples yellow or something dye. So I don't know, but we'll do that this week. I think I'm going to try it and then we'll see. But anytime I think of dinosaurs in Texas, it always takes me to Glen Rose, Texas, which is a little bitty small town. They do have an art museum. Well, at least they did the last time we were there, and we haven't been there for 5-6 years at least. Anyway, there's a dinosaur park there in Glen Rose, Texas. And if you ever get a chance and you're around there, I think, oh, hey, Nora Jean. You do use them to keep the bugs away. Okay, because I saw that, hey, now, some people did that, and other people says it didn't work, but whatever. I'm going to try to die with it. We'll see. So the first time I visited Glen Rose would have been back in the 1980s, back in the 1980s. And they actually have dinosaur footprints in the little stream area because at one time it was all wet mud. It wasn't a stream. But the first time I was there, I actually saw a dinosaur print and a human being's print. And there were other human being prints there. That was the first time I went. It was still there the second time I went. But the last time I went, the government, whoever they are, They came and they took that human print that was right. I mean, they were made at the same time because they're even, the footprints were there together. Like the man was chasing the dinosaur, or maybe he was running from the dinosaur. You just don't never know about those kind of things. And thanks, Gail, so much, darling. Merry Christmas. The government had came and actually cut that section out. It was probably a 2 by 2 foot section. Maybe it's bigger than that, but roughly. And took it away. And you can't see that anymore. And there's really nothing that says it was ever even there. Except I know it was there because I touched it. Okay, I touched it with my own hands. I didn't take a picture because that was back in the days when you had to have film, in your camera. And then you had to pay to develop it and, stuff. You don't have to do that no more. You don't even have to print your pictures anymore, y'all. So anyway, anytime I think of dinosaurs in Texas, I always think of Glen Rose and our missing man's footprint next to the dinosaur footprint because, it was taken away. They took some of our Texas history from us. Makes me sad. But, government's known to do that. They've been known to take other historical things from other places that nobody can prove ever existed anymore because now they just say, well, that was just made up. Anyway, y'all. This time of year always brings a little melancholy for me anymore. But I'm so glad I have y'all. I'm so happy you're here. And like I said, it is hot and the air conditioner is on. I tried doing it without the air conditioner on, but then I started sweating a lot. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. So, studio cleanup folder stuff day, y'all. And here's my typical schedule. Typical. Okay. But here's a couple of buts for you. We have the New Year's Eve streamathon coming up, y'all. It'll be a live around the world, around the clock, kind of hot. I think I come on at 11:30 a.m. on December 31st. And Dee Dee will be on before me, and I think Kathy Berg and Colleen are on before me as well. I've not looked to see if there is actually a list posted on Mary the Altier's YouTube channel yet in her community tab thing. There might be. I don't know. Okay. All right. I will be live. I have my project planned out. I know what I'm doing, and it's not a t-shirt. So everyone knows my secret internet admirer. Well, I don't know if you know him or not, but this is what I got for December, and I was very excited. Actually, I got this one first. This is, and this one being a die for a slimline card in envelope. I've not used it, but I'm gonna. Probably this week after we make the dyed Osage orange paper stuff. Maybe if that works. This one is a die for postage stamps, y'all. Look at that. How cool is that? It's got squares, a couple of rectangular ones here, and then a bigger rectangle one here. So that's going to be fun. Woo! Thank you, dear sweet secret internet admirer, whoever you are that loves me so much. Thank you. It's me. Hey, Zandra. In case you didn't remember who you was watching, whose channel you're at, live from Texas. It's Third Thursday. So this is our studio clean up folder stuff journal, and we art in it. And we are doing just the right hand side of the page. The back side here is those artist papers out of the Somerset Studio Art Journaling, whatever magazine. Hey, Brenda. And Kimberly, did I say hi? I don't know. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy you're here. So today, this will be our theme for today. And we do pick a folder. Y'all got this from the charity shop yesterday while I was out grocery shopping. I went by there because I needed a big old pan to do some dyeing in. And this was in a grab bag. It's got silicone on the back, so I don't know if it's a real Tim Holtz one. I have no clue, y'all. Or if it's the oven liner one. I just have no clue. No clue. And the other, let me see. Here, this was in the grab bag. A clay tool. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. It's very sharp and pointy over here. And it also had this brand spanking new palette knife. Says it's a master's touch, brand spanking new. So that was there. This was in the grab bag. That was in the grab bag. This has never been opened. It's still totally sealed. And then this was in the grab bag. This is some Fimo, you know, the oven baked clay stuff. So I had to, well, I didn't have to. I chose to look on the YouTube for how to revive it because it is kind of crumbly. And it does say it can be revived. So I may try that this coming week too. I don't know. I sure got a lot on my plate, don't I? Christmas is this coming week. Oh my gosh. Could you believe that? How crazy. But this is brand new. Leaf metal most surfaces. 25 sheets gilded. I'm sure it's not real goat. Pretty sure about that. But, you know, whatever. So anyway, what I started saying, and I interrupted myself about, hey, Mariah, it took me a second. Every time I see the P, it throws me off. So happy you're here. So what we're going to do is we usually pick one folder from a live studio audience where you have to be live. It's in the description box. And so if one of y'all would put in a number between 1 and 48, that's what I say I have. We will pick one of these folders to work out of today. Should we go with the first one or the third one? Yes, Mariah. Correct choiceage. Thank you, darling. $17. We have folder 17. I write it down because it has become a habit to write down the folder number. And Zandra got to pick it today. So now we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, that's a pretty skinny one. Y'all, we have to get real creative when we get the really skinny folders. Let me change that number on the outside. I don't know if we're ever going to get all of those folders used or not, because it's a lot of folders. Woo! All right. We got a piece of painty paper with some texture paste on it, and a piece of watercolor paper. We have a strip of cut out butterflies. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. More painty paper, and we have a Van Gogh picture. We have a fortune. Seek guidance where you can this week. Okay, that's good. I like her and I like that. So I'm already going to set those aside because I'm already liking that. Those two are already talking to me. A full moon rises on Houston Museum of Natural Science. That's what that says. I probably got it because it says full moon. And here's part of a moon. Oh, here's a ship. It's the Beagle by Monica Schroeder from Pixabay. 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 And we have some pretty blue. Oh, and we have that too. Woo! Oh, that still has wax on it. This is a heavy watercolor paper. I'm pretty sure it's an Arches. And we did this over at the church when we used to could go over to the church and do art together. Back in the day, pre-plague. And a friend, Shirley Blevins, has these wax pens, where you put little wax chip in the pen thing and you draw with it or whatever, and then the wax comes out on your paper. And then we would take her Jaunty, okay, the wife of a sailor. Then you'd take her sprinkling dyes. She had little dyes and little things. I don't know what brand they were or whatever. And you would sprinkle on the colors that you wanted, and then you go squirt, squirt, squirt with the water. And then you would get some really fun stuff. So if we use this, we're going to have to iron. We're going to have to get the iron out and iron that wax off. Wax on, wax off. I do like those two together. Obviously, that's why they're there. They made me happy. But does she go with that? I think she would be happy with that. Okay, so now I got to go fetch the iron so I can turn it on. Because, that's what you iron. You iron paper, you don't iron no clothes. I don't iron clothes. I iron paper. And I think if I'd have realized that had wax on it, I might have already removed it at some time, but obviously I didn't know it was there. I'm plugging that up, which means I also need to get a towel to iron on. We'll use that one just as good as anything else. Now I need some absorbent paper. Who knew we were going to have to do this? Consider we may not even use that. But I almost feel like I'm going to use that. Maybe one of the yellows. We're not going to leave much for our leftover person. Because whatever's left over goes to a live person here at the live stream. I could say live a bunch of times, but they're going to have to pick the right number and so on and so forth. Okay, so we got our waxy stuff. have a towel. Okay. Iron is heating up. If you turned it on, it'd be heating up. All right. Let me move this beautiful book out of the way. Oh, let me move that out of the way. Because I have more room behind me. I can stack it all up back there. I have some absorbent paper. It's like a newspaper print paper. It's the kind they wrap up your precious purchases in from the Hobby Lobby. And if you're really nice to the checkout person, as you make all that rattling sound, which I'm sure is terribly, terribly annoying. Hey, Katie. Hey, Janet Merle. So glad y'all are here. And hopefully I haven't missed anyone coming in. My apologies if I have, but I'm notorious for that. Okay. This is the paper I use on my desktop often, a lot. But today we're going to use it to absorb the wax once it gets melty wax. Okay. Let me see. It's warming. I don't think it's quite hot enough yet. Did y'all see where we lost Michael Nesmith this week? He passed away. He was one of the 4 Beatles, bless my heart, the monkeys. They were all at the same time, don't you know? So we only have 1 monkey left. That would be my favorite monkey, Mickey Dolenz. So that I've been watching old monkeys shows and all that kind of stuff. I do know your real name because that's what you told me your name was. The middle one. That's what you told me your name was. And it's taken me a long time to put Janet in front of it. Just saying. More rattly paper. See the wax coming through? Can you see it? I know you can. If I can see it on the screen, y'all can see it. I'm going to move it. Move it again. I know it's making that rattly sound. Iron the paper, y'all. Don't waste your time with clothes. Just iron paper. It'll be all right. Nobody can see your clothes when you're working in your studio and doing art anyway, so it doesn't matter. Well, unless you put the camera on yourself. And even then, you can't necessarily see wrinkles so much. Okay, let's. Ouch, that's too hot. I think I got it all. Wait, maybe there. All right, we're going to call that done. You see how quick and easy that was? Get that wax off of there. What the wax does, if you start off with white paper, which we did, it leaves it white. It's kind of like batik on watercolor paper. Y'all, bless my heart already. It leaves whatever the background color is. So if you did it over like a blue piece of paper, it would be blue under where the wax went. And it does bleed through. The wax does melt through the paper, but it's okay because it's, you know, it's arches, and I think that's 100% Who sounds funny? What do I sound like? My air conditioner? Were y'all hearing my air conditioner? Clicking. Is it clicking? Y'all, I've had underwater. I've had so many issues. It's just so many issues. I wouldn't even know how to do it. It's you. It's you. I'm underwater. Or it's you, Katie. It's you, Katie. Why are you washing your hair during the stream anyway? Oh, a speaker wire. Well, with the issues I had today, I, I kind of wouldn't really be that surprised. I used the mic on the camera. I don't know if there's any. I turned it off. Go mermaid girl. I have no idea how to change that. Anyone? Anyone know? Anyone have a clue? Nope, that's the wrong thing. Don't start that. No, too late. Okay, I closed that. Close it again because it didn't close the first time. Okay, let me minimize y'all. Now I can't see anything about y'all anymore. Can't read chat at all. I don't know if I can do anything about it because that's not opening. Thinking about it. Still thinking about it. Okay. Checkity check check. Checkity check check. I don't know. I don't know. I am streaming direct on YouTube. No, the mic is on the camera. Still weird. I did that. I did turn the mic off and turn it back on. Still clicking. I can start the stream over if y'all want to. You want me to restart? Start over. Okay, I'm going to start over. And I have to go out and I have to come back in. Okay? Okay? Y'all promised me you're coming back. Don't get lost. Don't get on the wrong bus. Okay? Don't get on the wrong bus. Have your conductors check your tickets. I'll be right back.